0% win rate on the Rise, 0% win rate on the Ezreal.
In fairness, each of these teams only has one series win. And until last week, Shopify actually hadn't had any of their series go a full 3 games.
Yeah, they were all 2-0.
Which
Maybe not. Okay, Contract's just hanging around. I thought for a second we might get something totally crazy here. Never mind. Okay, he's going on a magical journey. Zeus in danger. That's your target. Remember, no flash available here on that Nico. Slam back into the wall, and that's going to be all she wrote. They give the kill over to Rahel, and it's first blood for Sentinels. Shopify backing away, eating a couple of apples, knocking away a control ward here. Teleport back up into the top side. Impact has decided to TP back to top, so that means that Sentinels will not have him available to try to join in a fight here. Might just look for a potential pick instead. Contracts does have the canister. Still has to flash, though, as that Mundo is not very tanky. Still only level 5.
Yeah, and I feel like Sentinels right now should be in an absolute comfort zone.
Yeah, it looks like both junglers are going to be coming down to the bot side.
All right. Hambach and Huhi going to arrive first. Zeus and B-Boy got to be careful about this one. Hambach goes in immediately for the slam into the wall onto Zeus. And Sentinels takes him down. That is not what Shopify needed. Zeus even spinning the flash for nothing there.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he was trying to flash away from the Ishtal's impact into trap combo, but there was another trap in the bush, and he flashed straight onto that trap. Gets finished off, and there's the Impale.
That's exactly what you were talking about earlier, Isaac. You just drop the Impale, bring the Mundo back over, and it's all too easy for the bottom lane to knock it down. It's a 3-0 game for Sentinels, and they're about to grab the Drake off the back of it. Hold on. Darkwings throws the Miasma out. Zenny's going to be your next target now, but they don't have a whole lot left in the tank. Flashback away from Huhi. Petrifying Gaze from Darkwings. Seo's got to be a little bit careful here. Tangle Barbs at least locks up the Cassiopeia, so he's not going to die yet. Impact, though, very, very low on HP up here in the top side. Fudge burning him down, but Impact stays alive. The top. Hambach also right beside him, excuse me, as Contracts has already claimed 1 grub, looking to take out the next 2 here. There's the second. Yeah, Huhi's going to try to be annoying, but he can't really do anything about it. So all 3 grubs for Shopify.
Yeah, and Huhi, his only chance was trying to contest one that didn't have smite for, but since he didn't actually have to use that smite, and obviously the finishing power of Mundo is definitely higher than that of Bard, but Rahel?
Yeah, Rahel's going to get Pop Blossom. Popped by that, a lot of burst. Uses the barrier, but it's not going to be worth a whole lot. The shutdown goes over to Seos, picks up the double buffs on
the Ezreal. So, you know, gold is always going to be useful, period, but still going to be pretty happy that that's not double buffs.
Carries, despite the fact that, you know, the early laning phase might not have gone how you want it. And here's Contracts topside.
Yeah, Contracts making a lane gank towards Impact here. The Cassante staying alive for now. Does have the 3rd Intofo strike ready to go. Spell immunity coming out there from Contracts. Impact is all out. Hambach has arrived, but Impact is so incredibly low on HP. Tries to go in after Fudge, but cannot do it. Impact, I know that everybody understands the Cassante moment, the amazing turnaround, but it felt like he was just such low health before it even started. There's no angle.
Yeah, I was shocked he even tried to go all out. I thought he was just going to retreat back to Hambach, and Hambach would come in and peel, and he would just walk out and try to live. That one seemed like a crazy re-engage there, but it is nice to see Contracts getting involved. He is so important for the success of Shopify.
Ooh, hold on to the bottom side. Seo's going in. Flash for the Pop Blossom onto Rahel, who continues kiting back, fighting back. Fudge, however, has teleported down into the bottom lane, and Sentinels, their duo has to get all the way away. That is double flash.
Last year, when he was kind of one of the first, I believe, junglers to bring it out in the LCS. To that point, I actually really did like what Sentinels did, overloading this bot side. Getting Rahel's Caitlyn onto this turret is kind of exactly what you want to do with the Caitlyn, and now he has a very cool, like, 1K gold lead up over B-Boy.
Oh, there's the Tempered Fate, the trap right underneath of the Rumble. Rahel and Huhi going in for this one, trying to get some revenge for that earlier attempt coming out from Shopify. And it's a high caliber round at point blank range. So he's just going to knock the canister off of Contracts. Make sure that nobody's on the approach. Yeah, there's just nothing that's going to happen here for Shopify. Sentinels up 2 drives.
When you have fed carries and a really powerful front line, it is strong, but we'll see if Shopify can make something happen here.
Yeah, Darkwings is the target. It's Zenny, Seos, and Contracts. Summoning up the Herald, going for the turret dive. Darkwings in a 1v3. Pop Blossom coming in early, Petrifying Gaze from Darkwings as he tries to flash and stay alive. But that summoner spell is not going to do him a whole lot as Darkwings does fall. Meanwhile, back over between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 turrets in the mid lane. Sentinels tries to make their own play. He's down to about 100 HP. True Shot Barrage not going to find the mark on that one, but a teleport is going into the bottom lane. Coming out there from Impact. Zenny trying to find the opportunity to get away here. Drops the Realm Warp. They will escape. And it looks like, okay, the Herald's going to die before he gets a second charge.
I feel like that TP was really weird from Impact. He could have TP'd the whole time on that dive. You know, Darkwing's made so much time there. He was surviving forever. Maybe Impact's read was you're just going to insta-die, but then to TP that late and get nothing feels pretty rough because he could have easily saved his mid laner if he just TP'd early.
They're going in after Seos. Trying to make sure that they grab the kill here. Wait, Hambach turned around? Wait.
He got juked. I think he thought the other one. He thought he was, pretending with the clone and running the clone to the left and then going right. So
okay, well, honestly,
escape from Seos again.
Fair play to Seos then, because they really wanted to get that kill.
But the other half of that is, if it is the clone going to the left and it's the real one going to the right, he has nowhere to go and he's guaranteed to die anyway. So you should always chase him.
He's not going anywhere.
True.
Yep.
So I didn't realize your vendetta against New Skarner.
I don't have a vendetta against New Skarner. I like New Skarner. I just miss old Skarner because I spent a decade with him.
I like New Skarner, but I love old Skarner.
That's far. If they can get this next one, it will be Soul Point. But Shopify is moving up. Shopify has the health bar advantage for now, thanks to the poke that has hit notably Hambach and Rahel. Rahel has some apples that he can grab, though. They do have the control ward down here in this side brush. Hambach, though, at about 60% HP. This isn't where you want your Skarner to be. Seos on the approach here from the side. There's the equalizer. Hambach staying alive for now thanks to the Tempered Fate, but he's down to 200 HP. The Skarner is about to die. Hambach stays alive for now, but he cannot participate in any sort of a fight, and Shopify secures themselves the stoppage for the Drake stack.
Nice.
All right, sure, dude. But we have less than 3 minutes until the next dragon spawns. Again, that will not be a soul. Ooh, that was not what he wanted.
Mundo, no passive.
Yeah.
Type it in chat.
Put it in the chat. Mark it for the next.
Yeah, Seos has completed his Seekers, so we talked about the Caitlyn interaction. Sometimes it's still worthwhile because if you can get in on top and you can just have everyone piling in, then maybe they can't follow up, but big fight here.
Yeah, Hambach's already lost about half of his HP. Zinni coming in here with the Realm Warp. Hambach reinforced by Impact and the rest of Sentinels, though. It looks like we're just going to get so far one ulti for nothing. Huhi, however, does take a big chunk of damage coming out from B-Boy. Tempered Fate forces a reposition from Shopify, but doesn't actually tag anyone. Zinni's got to be careful now as Darkwings moves forward, but Zinni's still just fine. Hit by the Noxious Blast, but no follow-up there from Twin Fangs. Sentinels control over the top side river, trying to secure the crab of B-Boy with a beautiful snipe onto Huhi. The Bard is dead for free. Equalizer drops down. Sentinels, they secure the crab, but now they have to run away. It's a 4v5. Contract's continuing to march forward, but he takes a big chunk of damage coming out from Rahel. Take the dragon. We're going to try and get Baron instead. Shopify now aware of this. Ocean Drake has been claimed by the Rebellion.
Seos behind them.
Sentinels still on the Baron for now. Got it down to about 1,600 HP. Seos with a big multi-man ulti, but it's not going to matter. He's dead. Nobody else is around. Fudge nearly slammed back into the wall, but he flashes away, keeping himself alive. Contracts, 2/3 HP, walking back away here with the Mundo, but Huhi has respawned, and he's locking Fudge down. As the Meeps, that was not exactly the portal that he wanted. It's all right. They should still have plenty of range to take him down. So Fudge drops, Seos drops, Sentinels gets the Baron. That was actually a huge sequence that started off so bad for them.
That was actually really nicely done from Sentinels, basically calling Shopify's bluff, right? Like, we know we're down a man, which is unfortunate.
Sentinels get, again, before this most recent sequence, 90 seconds ago, Sentinels' biggest lead so far this game was about 3,000. Now they're up to 4,000.
Yeah.
Sentinels lose. You hate DSG.
Yeah. Every Sentinels fan opinion about DSG is going to change dramatically based on the outcome of this series here today.
Ooh.
As the True Shot Barrage finally. For so long now, I still feel like this game is within striking distance for Shopify, but the big problem that I have is it feels like they haven't really been making any decisions the entire game long. They're just reacting to what Sentinels is doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about Rahel. Can Rahel be protected? Sentinels are probably going to win the fight. Can Rahel be one-shot? Hey, Shopify got a real chance. Rahel now has that rapid fire, and he is just so strong. No one is going to be able to stand long against him.
Okay, Contract's doing a good job there, using the canister to block Hambach's Ishtal's impact from going through the wall and finding a more valuable target. No engage from Sentinels despite the attempt.
Yeah, the red buff is healing him up quite a bit, actually, so Contract's held onto the ult. That is important. He's going to have that level 3 ultimate for this fight, and that is a good trap line. Sentinels have a better setup on this one.
Okay, Sentinels also securing themselves the Scuttle Crab. Remember, this is not soul for either team because Shopify has got the past 2 Drakes. This third one about to go their way. There it is, secured by Hambach. Tempered Fate just barely catches Zinni on the very edge as the equalizer is used defensively. Sentinels continuing to regroup. Nice use of the magical journey there to get all 5 players back together. However, they're now cut off from their own base by Shopify. Rebellion trying to find some sort of an angle here, but Hambach going in. Ishtal's impact back onto Fudge. The rumble into the stasis immediately, but into the back line goes Zinni and Seos. They found impact. He's already down. The tank is out of the way. Sentinels still scrambling, trying to maintain lines here. Shopify want to find more. They need to find more. Who he fires back at B-Boy, who keeps himself alive for now. Hambach very low, trying to escape, has to flash. Seos on the side. Manages to lock up Dark Wings. Sentinels continuing their retreat, playing around Rahel, who's still full HP
as well. So, you know, is something that they need, and Sentinels are going to try to force the issue. They're just right onto the Dragon.
I love this from Sentinels, noticing, hey, you don't have that cooldown. Let's go for this. Let's force a fight. Contracts looking to try to approach, steal away the Baron, slam back into the wall from Hambach, who immediately walks back over and just smites it down. Now Contracts having to flash away, keeping himself alive. Hambach less than half HP. Contract slowly regenerating with the Mundo ulti. Sentinels continuing to try to retreat as Shopify wants some kind of a punish for losing this Baron. Shopify got to be careful though. Seos here in the front line goes in for the Pop Blossom. Impact unstoppable here in the front line, but he's burning down. Impact's already dead. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Support for top laner. Sentinels continuing to try to make a little bit of space, get themselves away. 1-for-1, Baron goes to Sentinels.
This time the timing on the gauge was actually really nice from Seos, and he got the stasis off before he got hit by the Petrifying Gaze, so he was able to get that off, you know, CC up these soul laners. Impact falls again. These are such scrappy fights, but because both teams know if they overcommit into their opponents, they're going to get wiped, it is just like these skirmishes where no one is a lot of damage on the other side. You know, it doesn't look like a good tank-killing comp, but they are doing it very effectively.
Now it's time for the battle for the Ocean Soul. If Shopify get this, they will claim that soul. Impact losing about half HP here again. Seos looking for the potential flank, looking for the big Pop Blossom that could win the entire team fight. Is marked, however, by Sentinels. Dragon still at about 3/4 HP. Fudge off to the side, trying to be mindful of the position of the Caitlyn traps. Oh, Contracts ate a ton of damage there. Ace in the hole blocked by Zinni. Equalizer immediately summoned up by Fudge there to try to create a little bit of space. Zone Sentinels away. B-Boy stepping up on the side. However, immediately the Tempered Fate has already collided. Seo's forced to Pop Blossom into nothing. The Miasma keeps him stuck in place as the Dragon is ultimately claimed by Shopify. But what is the cost? Sentinels goes forward and B-Boy has already died. Zinni tries to get away, takes Contracts with him. Fudge is using Teleport defensively, just trying to escape. Meanwhile, there's a massive wave crashing into top, a massive wave crashing into bot, and Contracts and Zinni aren't even going to escape. They're both about to die. Is this the end of the game right now? Sentinels barreling down the bottom lane. It's Fudge versus 5, and just like that, Shopify, they make the big play to try to contest the Drake. They get it, but at the cost of the entire game. Fudge falls in the 1v5. Sentinels, with all 5 men standing, push into the enemy base, and 39 minutes in, Sentinels take game 1.
Sentinels finally able to get the job done in that fight.
Splits do really, really well. It gives you so much side lane control. And I like it for the type of jungler that Contracts is when he's trying to make plays. This is going to be a test of how much him and Zinni's jungle mid synergy is kind of improved.
So Shopify, what I'm looking at right here,
show that, hey, we are getting better.
I will say I love how Contracts just keeps revisiting Hambach's Raptors up here. But on the other side, I mean, Hambach was able to kind of come down, get these Krugs, play around some of the pushes they've had with this Ashe Seraphine bot.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Seos is probably just dead. Immediately, Hambach jumps in with a Hound's Pursuit. Call of the Pack drops the turret at the start. Contracts does show up. Hambach has secured a single Grubby. Contracts smites down the second one and forces Hambach away. And it looks like it's a dog-eat-dog world. Contracts is the one with the menu. He'll secure 2 out of 3 grubs.
Not sure that one works, but I like where your head was at.
How far can we take the dog puns and metaphors? I want to see.
Come on, I had to do it.
Yeah.
We were on the dog.
I mean, look, we have Nefiri. We're talking about Schlop and eating from the dumpster.
I will say that was a little bit of a rough one.
I like that. I like that. I don't know if Seos likes this, though, as he's forced to flash away, but the flash follow from Rahel is right there. And now that's Sentinels in the 2v2. No help required this time. They find a second kill.
Yeah, dying once, as Emily said, not good for the team. Dying twice, really not good for the team.
Also not good for the team.
And
surprisingly, also not good for the team.
Yeah, and Hambach had already kind of started this Drake, right? Because, again, of this bot side pressure that this Ashe Seraphine has able...
Between the three, has about 1,500 damage from the laning phase.
Ooh, nice arrow there. Finds its mark onto Fudge, and with Hambach immediately ready to chase, Fudge tries to flash away, but Hambach saves the Hound's pursuit all the way to the end. Fudge almost got away, but it's Huhi dropping that final little bit of damage to find the kill. Contracts arrives into the bottom lane, goes for the flash, tries to get the return kill onto Rahel, and does find it, so Shopify hit back.
Yeah, really nice follow-up from Contracts there with the Pantheon ult. That was
Still stay relatively healthy. However, that does mean that Shopify concedes the space in this bottom side river, and that's Sentinels going for Dragon number 2.
Yeah, that opens up a lot of room for them to basically just take this Drake, where Shopify had first rotation on it, right? And I thought they were doing a pretty good job of holding that space. Now they're going to move into the top side to try to get this Herald.
Yeah, it's looking like maybe contest here. Hambach and Hui trying to clear out some of this vision. Impact is coming down as well, but I mean, Rahel is starting to base, so surely we don't fully test it?
It looks like, if nothing else, they're trying to at least just stop them from taking it, allow it to reset. Hambach went in, did smite down the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't have vision on Rahel, so they didn't know that Rahel had base. It's become such a problem because there's so much sustain, so much CC that can actually come out from this champ.
Back here in the top side, summons up the Ornhorn, finds the point-blank knock up there onto Zinni, who does go ahead and use that knockback to try to make a little bit of space, but when Dark Wings arrives, Zinni dies. Impact's the one who takes the kill.
Yeah, nice coordinated play from Dark Wings and Impact there, using his TP to kill off Zinni in the side lanes. And it's kind of interesting, even though Fudge is going to be able to get a bunch of damage down on this turret, and he continues to be kind of the bright spot. We'll see if Shopify are going to respond, but Hambach is on to Seos as well.
Contracts finds a nice chunk of damage there on the Dark Wings, who immediately retaliates with about the same amount of force. Hambach moving towards this top side. The wave is about to crash into the turret, and that's a defensive ulti from Contracts to escape. If he doesn't drop that, he's dead.
Exactly. I think it's absolutely the right choice. When you have no Aegis Assault, there's no way you're going to actually be able to survive, even the Hound's Pursuit coming in. So a good bit of pressure put there onto Contracts. And it is going to mean the Herald is started up. They're TPing back, though. Zinni's here, as is Fudge.
Yeah, so Zinni's made his way on the Dark Wings here in the top side. Fudge with the wraparound means that Dark Wings has nowhere to go. I'm not going to lie, I hate the flash.
There was no way you're getting out.
Yeah, maybe it's a flash to try to get the turret.
But he didn't even try to auto-attack the turret. He was trying to run away.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I feel like the flash was just bad. B-Boy now getting jumped on. Impact goes in, finds the knock-up. Hambach's got to get away from the tier 1. It's Contracts now, caught by the beat drop. Has to try to get away as the Ashe Arrow finds one target. Another Ornhorn sounds through. Contracts staying alive.
Very effective in the team fights.
I mean, he has Jack Show, right? He's got Unending Despair. It's already Ornn item upgraded. Now Fudge gets caught here by the arrow. We said the pressure is on Fudge to make things happen, and he's the target immediately here from Sentinels. 3 seconds left until the Drake spawns, and the Fed player is now chunked out of the conflict as Impact steps forward, forcing the rest of Shopify Rebellion away, but Sentinels also takes a little bit of damage in return. Zinni trying to create a point of pressure here on the pincer angle. The rest of Shopify going to group up behind him. Sentinels already has 2 Drake, Shopify none. It'll be sole point if Sentinels gets this. Nice flick onto Dark Wings, but not a whole lot of damage. Ready to follow up the seismic shove. Shopify still looking for an angle. There comes your Weaver's Wall, but the only person who gets isolated is Impact, who immediately breaks the wall open. There's not even really any threat on it. Hambach's waiting over the wall here into the Dragon Pit, looking to secure the Drake. Nice seismic shove again there on the Dark Wings. They found the kill into him. Now Contract's going to die in retaliation. Fudge your next target. That's the Fed chase. Hambach very low, is taken out, but again, traded back for Fudge. 2 for 2 so far. Sentinel's still looking, but Rahel is entirely out of mana. Huhi firing back a little bit. B-Boy has already vouched forward. Impact's got to be careful here. Does charge away, keeps himself safe.
Yeah,
He's alive for now.
Impact.
Okay, 2 for 2, and Sentinels gets the Fed player, and they get the Dragon, and Impact steps away from the seismic shove.
And Impact actually able to get...
Despite his lead.
All right, Shopify. It's still a close enough game that everything is contestable. Things haven't been going their way so far. Nice seismic shove, catch into Hambach. The flash, again, for nothing. Sentinel's jungler dies, spins the flash, and Shopify are taking this as the green light to start up the Baron.
Yeah, they're going to start it up. Impact is in the area. They need to wait for Darkwings, though. He is very far away still.
Yeah, Impact charges forward. B-Boy's going to get caught. Shane CC down onto the Corki, but Rahel's not DPSing. B-Boy flashes away, stays alive for now, but that should be more than enough to stop this Baron attempt.
Honestly, well done from Sentinels. That was a 3v5 that they actually contested with. Darkwings wasn't a part of that at all, and they get the flash off of B-Boy. They push them back, and they're considering, do we want to try to stay around in the area with our jungler coming back up?
Okay, Zenny, however, throws out the Weaver's Wall. Impact is the one caught. Nice moves from Shopify. Picking up another one for free, or is it? Nope, Contract staying alive. Contest for this Ocean Soul. B-Boy evading the attempted engage coming out there from Sentinels. Staying alive here, staying healthy on the Corki. Very, very important. Hambach call the pack, doesn't get a whole lot of value out of that one. Meanwhile, the Seraphine goes in after B-Boy, who tries to cleanse and get away from it, but he's already killed off by Darkwings. Big engage coming out from Sentinels. Contracts is the second target, and it's 2 for free. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you need engage. Sentinel sees the angle, and they take it. Zinni trying to get away here with the teleport. Impact wanted to get the point-blank headbutt to knock him up and interrupt that, but it's not going to work. Fudge thinking about maybe trying to snipe a dragon, but it will not work out. Sentinels take 2 kills, and the Ocean Soul 26 minutes in. Everybody should be fully upgraded. I was like, I don't play Ornn myself, so I'm pretty sure.
It's 13 you get Ornament, and then 14, 15, 16, so he should have another one available.
Okay. He bursted low, but he ain't taken down just yet. B-Boy and Contracts trying to get away. Shutdown credit goes over to Fudge as he dies. Hambach now in danger. Down to half HP here.
Yeah.
So it's a half. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
if you have Flash available, then it's worth doing the knockups.
Yeah, it's 1.5 things you could possibly cleanse. Meanwhile, Contracts now under pressure here as Hambach and Impact go for the invade. The rest of Sentinels trying to distract Shopify so they can't save their jungler, and Impact grabs the kill. That's Contracts down. That's the Shopify jungle. Baron is up on the map. There's nothing to contest on the other side for another 2.5 minutes. Shopify, what is your answer?
Yeah, they're just going to barrel down mid. And I mean, I think it is the right call, right? I'm not sure that they would be able to contest this Drake. Just try to get whatever you can off the map. Because otherwise you're probably just going to get wiped.
Yeah, I mean, there's Call of the Forge God and Encore. You know, there's flashback available for the Seraphine. If you go over there, you probably are just going to get turned on and killed, and it's such a low percentage play. So instead, they take out the tier 1 mid, they take down the tier 2 bot, so they're just trying to get some gold for themselves. And usually when you fall into this kind of
2 minutes left on the Baron. It's hard to imagine a world where Sentinels don't have control over the Dragon Pit once that big objective spawns. Darkwings pushing up towards the tier 2 here in the bottom lane, but it's Impact getting jumped on, flashes away from Shopify, who want to continue committing towards the Ornn. Tidal Wave misses. Impact trying to slow everybody down. Summons up the Call of the Forge God, looking to use the Bellows Breath, keeping himself alive. Misses the return hit on his own ulti, but the rest of Sentinels has arrived. B-Boy under pressure, Hambach taking the kill, while Impact continues fighting back. It's a disaster for Shopify Rebellion, and Sentinels is taking everybody off the rift. A double kill over to Hambach. It's 4 dead, only Contracts alive, and Sentinels is looking to end this series.
Now you see how difficult it is to kill that Ornn. They weren't even able to take Impact out in that fight.
Sentinels on the victory march. 30 minutes into the game, it was coming down to an elder fight, but Shopify end up blundering. It's Sentinels that punish. It's Sentinels that sweep Shopify 2-0 here, and it's Sentinels who are keeping those playoff dreams